everyone. This month we are talking about kindness. We've talked about ways that we can be kind to others and make them feel important. So let's see who Haley is kind to today.
What's up, people? I am Haley, and I hope you came to cheer today because I am and always have been a super fan! I'm telling you, the town I grew up in, we all rooted for the home team. We ate, drank, and slept orange. And whether we were there in the stands or watching from home, we cheered our hearts and our lungs out for our team. That's what's called kindness. Kindness is showing others they are valuable by how you treat them. And if you're wearing orange like me, you can expect some first-class treatment. But if you're wearing blue, then that means you're a fan of that other team, our rivals. I can tell you what they're like. They're mean. They're cheaters. They eat broccoli. They're pretty scary. I've actually never met one in person, but that's what I've heard. I am not a fan. Not a fan. You know, if I saw someone on that blue team lying on the side of the road, you know what I'd do? I'm actually not sure what I would do. I'm not sure. But today's Bible story will help us know what we should do. Broccoli!
So kindness is showing others they are valuable by how you treat them. God made each of us different. There is no one else who is exactly like you. And we can be kind to others who don't think like us or look like us or maybe even not like the same things we do. We can treat people with kindness, even people we don't know really well. So let's see what Brandon and John learned today.
Hold on, right there. Come on. Yes. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Oh! Woo! It's Brandon! You're amazing, man! How do you do it? You're the best host in the world! Brandon's number one! Brandon's number one! Oh! Woohoo! Brandon, you're the best!
What's happening?
Oh.
What is all this?
It's your biggest fan. Well, that's not supposed. No! No! Turn it off! Brandon, turn it off! These things are dangerous! No capes!
Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon.
And I'm John. It's me.
Welcome to the So-and-So Show.
Yes, welcome.
John, do you want to tell everybody why you're so excited?
Can I?
Oh, please. That's why we're here.
Okay, well, as you can see, I'm dressed as my favorite comic book character, Radiation Rabbit.
And why, pray tell, do you love Radiation Rabbit?
What's not to love? It's an incredible origin story. Okay, nuclear physicist Dr. Jack Velveteen sacrifices himself by shutting off a nuclear reactor manually and finds himself exposed to excessive amounts of radiation along with a stray bunny that has wandered into the reactor room with him.
Sounds plausible.
I know! So everyone assumes he's dead, but then he emerges and seems to be normal except for an insatiable appetite for carrots and justice.
The radiation made him part bunny.
Yes, you've read it?
No one knows. Lucky guess.
Wow. Huh. So Radiation Rabbit has the power to leap incredibly high. He can hear conversations through walls. He has the power to light up entire cities by biting into the power grid. His list goes on and on and on.
Why are we talking about Radiation Rabbit today?
Well, you're about to find out. Please welcome someone who knows stuff!
All right, come on in, come on in.
Sure thing.
Have a seat.
Mr. Freedom.
Slide on in there.
How's it going?
I'm your biggest fan!
Okay,
Thanks.
tell us who you are and what you know.
I'm Ross Freedom, and I design and write comic books.
Not just any comic book. You are the creator of the most incredible comic book character ever, Radiation Rabbit!
I'm glad you like it.
Like him. Like him. I don't know what I would do without him. Listen, can you give us any inside scoops about further adventures of Radiation Rabbit?
Well, at one point...
Or how does Radiation Rabbit overcome his arch nemesis, the
well,
Hawk?
if you would...
Or will Radiation Rabbit ever find his mysteriously disappeared lab partner, Georgina Frankincense?
Well, it's...
Or will he have a completely different adventure, Radiation
Well, I
Rabbit?
don't really-
I gotta know!
Okay, I think he's trying to tell you, John.
Right.
I think you're going to be really excited about this. Radiation Rabbit is going to, once and for all, become Robot Rabbit. Dr. Jack Velveteen finds a cure for his radiation and chooses to retire from crime fighting in an assisted living community for former superheroes in Sarasota.
He just moves to Sarasota?
Yes, but while there, he teams up with former crime-fighting cohort, the Unmeltable Snowman. And they create Robot Rabbit in an impromptu lab they made in the rec center.
Robot Rabbit is... It's just a robot?
Well, he's not just a robot. He's a rabbit robot.
So no more Radiation Rabbit?
Nope. But I really think you'll love Robot Rabbit.
I've read Radiation Rabbit my whole life. How could you do this?
I felt like it was time to create something different. Nuclear mutants are old news. Artificial intelligence is really the wave of the future. It's the kind of change the comic needed.
I don't like change.
Well, it'll be a little different, but you'll adjust to the...
I don't like different things. Things should be the same. Always, always, always. No. The bunny.
Is he always...
No, he's fine. He's fine. This happens at least twice a week. So, thanks for coming on the show.
All righty then.
Okay. It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Hey, gents.
Hey, Kellen.
Oh, wow. Are you Radiation Rabbit?
Yeah.
One of my absolute favorites.
Yeah, mine too.
Aw, why are you so down?
He just met the creator.
You got to meet Ross Freedom?
Yeah.
Was it incredible?
Not really. He's changing Radiation Rabbit into something different.
Oh, man, that's disappointing. And also a little exciting.
No, Kellen, it's a mockery.
You got a story for us today, Kellen?
I sure do. And you can find this story in the book of Luke. And here to help me tell it are my kid friends with another edition of
Kidspective.
A religious leader came up to Jesus and asked him a question.
Teacher, what must I do to receive eternal life?
Jesus asked him, "What is written in the law?"
Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love him with all your strength and with all your mind. Oh, and love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Jesus told him he should do that. He should love God and love his neighbor. But the man wanted to make himself look good. So he asked another question.
And who is my neighbor?
That's when Jesus told this story. Someone was traveling on the road from Jerusalem to Jericho.
I'm walking, and I'm walking on this here road from Jerusalem to Jericho, keeping an eye out for robbers. What? Who are you? How did you... How did you do... Please... Ow, that hurts. Oh, goodness. My head. Oh, my arm.
Robbers attacked the traveler. He was hurt so bad, he was almost dead. I said he was almost dead.
Oh, right.
Better.
Thanks.
As he lay there, almost dead, a priest happened to be walking down the road.
Walking. Oh. Yeah. Disgusting. Here, let's just... That's better.
The priest walked by on the other side of the road without helping. Then a Levite came by, someone else who worked in God's temple.
And I'm walking, and I'm walking. Okay, wow. Ew. Okay, no. See ya.
The Levite walked by without helping too. Everything seemed kind of hopeless. Well, then a Samaritan came by. To the people Jesus was talking to, a Samaritan was considered to be an outcast. They were strange, different. They were enemies even. Would the Samaritan help?
Walking.
Help me.
They got you good. Here, let's clean these wounds.
What's that? It smells like olive oil and wine?
That's how the story goes. I guess they were all out of hydrogen peroxide in Samaria.
Huh.
Here, let me put you on my donkey. And I'll take you to an inn where you can get some rest.
Can I help you?
Yes, my friend here has been badly injured. I need to go for the day. Here's 1 silver coin. Another 1 silver coin to make 2. Take care of him. And if it costs any more than that, I'll pay you any extra when I get back.
But of course, continental breakfast lasts until 10 a.m. Coffee and tea are complimentary. Help yourself.
Thanks.
When Jesus finished the story, he asked the religious leaders, "Which of the 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man that was attacked by the robbers?"
The one who felt sorry for him?
And Jesus told them, "Go and do as he did." The end. Wow. Amazing job, kids. Thanks.
Anytime.
Sure thing.
My
No problem.
pleasure.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Farewell.
Great story.
Yeah, sounds like Jesus really surprised them with that ending.
Yeah, Jesus did that a lot. The priest and the Levite seemed like they were the people that should help, but they didn't. It was the Samaritan who was different that actually was the good neighbor. I think this story teaches us that you can show kindness to anyone, even someone, and maybe even especially someone that is different from you.
Thanks a lot, Kellen.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem. I'll see you all next time.
Later. You know, Brandon, it's easy to be kind to people who are the same as us or people we're used to. It's a little bit harder to be kind to people who are different, like Robot Rabbit. Maybe I should give him a chance.
Okay. But you know Robot Rabbit isn't a real person. It's just a character in a comic book, right?
Reveal the question.
How can you be kind to people who are different from you?
I don't get along with my pet gerbil, Frank. He's really different from me. Maybe I can clean his cage more often.
Not a person.
Oh, well, then I don't get along with my second grade teacher, Mrs. Mabe.
You keep in touch with your second grade teacher?
Yeah, we're friends on the internet.
Oh.
She always posts cat memes, and I'm not really a cat person.
Okay, well, most of us know people who are different than we are. What are some ways you can be kind to those people? Talk about it together.
I guess I'm not really a gerbil person either.
We'll see you next time on the So-and-So Show.
Yeah, bye.
Our question is, how can you be kind to people who are different than you? You can say something encouraging to them. You can play something with them even though it may not be your favorite thing to play. Or you can spend time with them and talk about things that they like to do. When we're kind to others and treat others the way God tells us to, that's one way that we can worship God. Now, let's sing together.
Got a rhythm in my heart and in my soul. Got a reason for this joy I can't control. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, and give everyone a chance to hear about this endless love I know. Oh, what you give to me is not for me to keep, it's for the world to see your love. Every day you're giving me your kindness. Every day you're giving me your love. Oh, with every single breath I am reminded that what you give is more than enough. So I'll give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Yeah, you make me shine, you make me glow. You pick me up when I am feeling low. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, and give everyone a chance to hear about this endless love I know. Oh, what you give to me is not for me to keep, it's for the world to see your love. Every day you're giving me your kindness. Every day you're giving me your love. Oh, with every single breath I am reminded that what you give is more than enough. So I'll give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a 'cause we're stirring up. 'Cause we're stirring up deep, deep wells. We're stirring up deep, deep waters. We're gonna dance in the river. Dance in the river. 'Cause we're stirring up deep, deep wells. We're stirring up deep, deep waters. We're gonna jump in the river. Jump in the river. Deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out, we cry out to you, Jesus. And I've got a river of living water, a fountain that never will run dry. No, now it's an open heaven you're releasing, and we will never be denied. 'Cause we're stirring up. 'Cause we're stirring up deep, deep wells. We're stirring up deep, deep waters. We're gonna dance in the river. Dance in the river. 'Cause we're stirring up deep, deep wells. We're stirring up deep, deep waters. We're gonna jump in the river. Jump in. And everybody sing it out. Deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out, we cry out to you, Jesus. Deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out, we cry out to you, Jesus. We're falling into deeper waters, calling out to you. We're walking into deeper waters, going after you. Yeah, clap your hands. You guys ready? Here we go. And if he goes to the left, then we'll go to the left. And if he goes to the right, then we'll go to the right. We're gonna jump, 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 jump in the river. Jump, 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 everybody. If he goes to the left, then we'll go to the left. And if he goes to the right, then we'll go to the right. We're gonna dance, 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 dance in the river. Dance, 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 everybody. If he goes to the left, then we'll go to the left. And if he goes to the right, then we'll go to the right. We're gonna jump, 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 jump in the river. Jump, 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 everybody. If he goes to the left, then we'll go to the left. And if he goes to the right, then we'll go to the right. We're gonna shout, 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 shout in the river. Shout, 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 yeah. Deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out, we cry out to you, Jesus. Deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out, deep cries out to you. We cry out to you, Jesus. And then we'll shout a praise to the Lord. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me.
Have you heard the story about my friend King Dave? Wouldn't let the giant stand in his way. He said, hand me my sling, cause he's not that tall. My God is bigger and I watch him fall. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. Have you heard the one about this guy called Dan? Yes, he was a mighty holy praying man. They said throw him to the den of the scary beasts, but God saved a hero from the lion's teeth. Yeah! My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. This is more than history. You will do the same for me. Like Jonah and the whale at sea. When I'm lost and afraid, all alone in the dark, you're with me. Oh, you're with me. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. My God's the king of the giants. My God's the king of the lions. My God's the king of the creatures of the deep. My God's the king of me. My God's the king of me.
Kindness is showing others they are valuable by how you treat them. So how we treat people is important. God created everyone, and therefore everyone is valuable and important to God. And we should treat each other as though we know that they're important. So let's take a look at a Bible story about who we should be kind to.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Luke, chapter 10, verses 25 through 37.
Everywhere Jesus went, crowds of people followed. His popularity made the religious leaders kind of nervous, how he turned their expectations upside down.
What is he up to anyway?
So they began to look for ways to trip him up. One day, a law expert saw his chance to test Jesus.
Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?
Jesus turned the question right back on the law expert.
What is written in the law? How do you read it?
Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as yourself.
You have answered correctly. Do this and you will live.
But the law expert wanted to discover the very least he could do to obey the law, so he got tricky.
Yes, but really, who is my neighbor?
Jesus looked directly at the law expert and he saw what was in his heart. So Jesus began a story.
A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho.
Now, if Jesus were to tell this story today, it might go something like this. There's a man that we'll call Ben, who needed to travel from Jerusalem to Jericho. It was a lonely, rugged road, but he was well prepared.
Got my water skin, got my quail jerky, got my snake repellent, got my large number of clinking gold coins.
Stick 'em up!
Uh-oh, forgot my mace.
A band of robbers attacked Ben. They took everything, leaving him half dead by the side of the road.
Help! Please, help me.
There was no one to hear. The sun beat down. Shadows shifted as the day wore on. At last, he heard footsteps. Through shimmering heat, he could barely see a man in khakis and a blue button-down shirt.
In the beginning. Let me Google the Greek word for beginning. That'll make me sound more intelligent.
The man was a preacher working on his Sunday sermon.
Help me.
The preacher spotted Ben lying there in the dust, but he immediately looked down at his phone, pretending not to see. Instead, he crossed to the other side of the street, putting as much space between him and Ben as possible.
Please.
But the preacher was gone. Ben's throat was dry now. He could barely swallow. Finally, he saw someone else.
I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul.
A worship leader was now trekking down the road. He wore skinny jeans, an unnecessary scarf, and AirPods.
Help me.
Well, the worship leader definitely saw Ben, but he cranked up the volume on his AirPods and shimmied to the other side of the road as he passed.
I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I'm gonna run away.
As the man's voice faded away, Ben was left in despair. Shadows lengthened as evening approached. Once again, Ben heard someone coming. Turning his head, he could just barely make out a donkey. Perhaps he could tell from the way the person was dressed that this person wasn't a Jew. He was a Samaritan.
Oh no.
Jews and Samaritans were enemies. Even though the two groups were related, there was a history of bitter conflict between them, and the Samaritans worshiped God in a different way than the Jews did. Long story short, a Samaritan would have been the last person Ben would have wished to find him.
What's that by the road?
Instead of ignoring Ben, though, the Samaritan man slowed down and got off his donkey.
Oh no, who did this?
The Samaritan quickly rummaged for supplies in his bag.
Here, have some water. Those are nasty gashes. I've got oil and wine to clean them out.
The Samaritan bandaged Ben's wounds and hefted him onto his own donkey.
Steady. Hey, wrap your arms around his neck, like this.
By the time darkness fell, the Samaritan brought Ben to an inn where the injured man could recover.
Thank you.
In the morning, the Samaritan gave the innkeeper some money.
Please, take care of this man. I'll return and pay you back for any extra expenses. Goodbye. Thank you.
When Jesus finished the story, no one said a word. He looked directly at the law expert.
Which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?
The law expert fidgeted. To admit that the Samaritan had acted as a true neighbor was to say that everyone is a neighbor, no matter how different they may be.
I suppose, in this case, one would have to say, the man who had mercy on him.
Go and do likewise.
Jesus' story was clear. Love your neighbor as yourself isn't limited to just the people in your neighborhood. Your neighbor means anyone who needs you to show them God's love.
So Jesus said to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And who is your neighbor? Well, it's the person who lives next door to you, or in your apartment building, or in your neighborhood, or the town you grew up in, or your country, or your planet. In short, your neighbor is everyone. That includes people who look different from you, people who believe different from you, people who have more money than you or less money than you, everyone. Jesus said we should go and be kind to all of those people. It kind of makes me think of the fans of that blue team. If I'm supposed to be kind to everyone, that includes them. But how? How could I be kind to someone who's so different? Maybe I could try putting myself in their shoes. Whoa. Well, that's a start. What else can I do? Maybe I can find out more about the Blue fans so I can see what we have in common. Like, I'll bet they grew up rooting for their team just like I did. I'll bet they cheered their hearts and their lungs out. And I bet they ate, drank, and slept blue too. Maybe we're more alike than we think. Or maybe we're just different, and that's okay. In fact, it's incredible to know that there are billions of people with all kinds of differences all over the world. So here's the one thing for us to remember today. Be kind to people who are different from you. Don't just think about what you'd want or need. Put yourself in their jerseys and think about what they'd want or need. It really is possible to be kind to everyone. You know, I hate to admit it, but I look good in this color. And another thing, broccoli? It's really not that bad. Bye, superfans!
When Jesus said that we should love our neighbor, he wasn't just talking about the person who lives next door. And just like the guy in our story found out, our neighbor can be anyone and everyone. We can be kind to others when we think about what they want and what they need, no matter who they are or how different they may seem. Our memory verse for this month is Hebrews 12:1-2. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith. Let's say that together. Hebrews 12:1-2. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith. So this week, let's think about how we can look to Jesus as our example and treat others with kindness. See you next week.